Okay, now family, welcome to part 2, and we're going to be proceeding to get this thing in the oven. So we have our chicken there, being marinated. I'm going to be using a tray and also a rack on top of the tray. For this reason is you don't want to put it directly down in the tray. Then when juices start to, run out from it, it is all down in there, in the juice, in the tray. We don't want it so. So we are going to be putting it on top of a rack. On top of the, on this rack now, we are going to be, make sure you have some better hand towel for me. Better bounty. This one look like a county. So, using the same olive oil or whatever the oil, sticky oil that you use, you're going to be gently greasing your rack. Okay? Grease your rack properly. So, you have gotten the idea. We're going to finish grease the rack and then chew for we bounty. It's so cheap and workless. It's raveling off. So we're going to finish grease our rack and empty these little particles that drop off our workless scale is cheap bounty. May soon come. Okay, now we are back family and oven time. 180 to 200 degrees if you're on Celsius. 380 to 400 if you're on Fahrenheit. May I use 200 for secure because this oven is a workless oven. At this point, you got to know your oven work. That is another thing I want to implore you to do. If you have a stove long time, I guess you know. But if you have changed or you get a new stove, try to get yourself to know your oven in the shortest period. Okay? Alright. So, we have grease here and I told it was in order for it not to stick. So, you want to take your chicken and put it on the skin side. Let the skin side be up first. It doesn't matter. Okay? Let the skin side be up on this thing. Alright? Remember to do your thing gently and not into any hurry. Okay, we're going to get our hands clean and we're going to return. Soon come. Okay, we are ready for the oven. Our oven is there and it has been preheated. So, we're going to go in down here. You don't want it up in the middle. Family, this is not cake, this is chicken. So, you want it right there. Remember to let your chicken pieces have space in between to breathe. Close your oven gently. 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes time, or the hour the latest, depending again on the nature of your oven. Some oven when you put it at 200 is slow like any slow coach. Okay? And some, when you put it at 180, it flies past the 200 and some oven. So, 45 minutes to an hour, make sure you are monitoring your chicken in your oven. We soon come back. Okay, now family, we are back. So after 45 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius in our oven, this is what our chicken looks like on the back and on the top here. Notice inside here, camera girl, shoot them up please. You see we notice we don't have any liquid. Okay. So that is the most important thing, to have your chicken set in the oven for the first 45 to 1 hour at the right temperature, so the chicken not end up in a bag of water. Okay? Now inside here I have some freshly squeezed passion fruit juice. Right? And I had a little honey to it. You can use your fruit of choice. So I'm going to be going now inside here and I'm going to be taking up some of this thing. And I'm going to be using it to inject a little of this. This is just for flavoring. You have gotten the idea, and we are going to go and we are going to do all our pieces of chicken them like this, and we're going to return to you. Therefore, we are going to be having some juices running. So when we return, we are going to continue because we are going to be moving forward, and I want you to be all following me. Okay? Okay, now we have infused our chicken, and mind you, we might be dropping the temperature a little bit, but if we were doing this on the grill, we would have to open the grill to do all of this. So let's proceed. We're going to use some of this to just, just base around the chicken because we want to keep moisture in and also to keep it from getting dry out. Well, keeping moisture in is the same thing. Okay? So now, we have juices running from the top, running under the bottom, and it is also going out. Now this passion that I flavor thing that I've used here, let me get my chicken back in the oven and then I return to you. Okay, our chicken is back in. So as I was saying, this, instead of just using like simply like some vinegar or something, we'll just use some fruit juice to give it that nice mellow taste. Remember, we have that dry rub, depending on what you use, and we're gonna have some passion fruit flavor to the chicken. Now, what is left of this, we'll be putting it in a bowl. Okay? So, I've got here a barbecue chicken and rib. It says barbecue chicken and rib, whatever. It's a form of barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna be putting some of this. You don't have to use this. This is just my take, and I leave it for you in the description in case you want to use mine. You can use Sweet Baby Ray. You can use a homemade barbecue sauce, which is better than every single thing. You do your homemade barbecue sauce. Put your thing in there, and it will give you what you want. I think that one would be the best. So I'm going to be putting this in there now, and I'll be adding some Worcestershire, a little tomato paste, and when we return, probably another 20 minutes, we'll get this blend of barbecue base, a barbecue paste, whatever, and we're going to be starting to coating our chicken. Just pull it out a little and just rest it there. We'll have to take it from the oven and just start coating it a little. I'll soon come back. Okay, now family, we have got to do it on here because I didn't take out my top rack and I'm scared of holding that hot rack. So now we have our barbecue sauce, and I mixed it with just a little. But I'll tell you after that. So I have some here. This is like to make extra sauce. This is the one that will be moving from the chicken. So we don't want to use, you see what I'm saying? We don't want to use everything and then dip the brush in there and all of that. So you want to just, remember, you just start basing it. You're going to be doing this about 3 to 4 times. Taking it out of the oven, basting it a little, and putting it back. So you want to do it. Each time you go and come back, the color should be darker. So you're going to give it like about 10 minutes in between to let this barbecue thing gel on it and become darker and all of that. Okay? So this is what we're doing. Now at this point, you're going to lower your oven. You're going to be lowering your oven at this point. Okay? So we're going to put this back in there, and when you see us back again, we should have a darker color. And as I say to you, you're going to be doing this for about 3 to 4 times. Okay? So we're going to putting back this in our oven. Leave it for about 10 minutes. Lower the temperature to about 180. If you're on 200, you lower it to 180. If you're on 180, you lower it to 160. Because those chickens are partially cooked. The passion juice is inside there, keeping it moist. So you got to lower the temperature. You don't want it dry out. Whilst the barbecue take root on top of it, and everything are going to start gel together. So when you see us next, this thing should be, because I will not be coming back each time to, you know what I'm saying, in interest of time on the video. About 3 to 4 times in until you get that nice pretty color. 10 minutes time you come back, you base it again. When you see us next, this chicken should be ready. Must soon come. Okay, now family, we are finished. Camera shoot them up now. This is our finished chicken. Let me present to you right here, from my kitchen to yours, from my Jamaican kitchen to your family table, to your plate, and most of all, to your stomach. It is a passion flavored barbecue chicken, the oven version. Now, we could have done this on the jerk pan or on the smoke barrel, which I will do for you. This, when you do it that way, you're gonna have a totally different flavor, because you're gonna have the natural smoke flavor, and you're gonna have a different color, because the smoke is gonna let the chicken have a reddish look, therefore to be so pretty when you apply this barbecue sauce. But I am gonna do that version for you. And family, I want to emphasize something here. Sometimes when I say I'm gonna do for you, it's not that I don't want to, but it takes cash to care. This is Jamaica. And I want to pause here to say thank you to just a handful of you who have been so thoughtful, and it is the same handful of people that makes a little donation over and over again to facilitate some of these videos for all of us to have. Thank you so much. You know yourselves, I would not call your name. You are so great. I'm so grateful for you. I am so thankful to know that you all look at it and say, okay, it takes a lot to care. And I say, Debbie, me send out something for you, you know, go and go get it up, go and go take it, me send it on the cash app. Because I know say you have to buy the things and to do your video. I know say Jamaica hard. Go on girl, because you do a good job. Thank you all. I'm looking at you in this camera and you're looking at me and you know yourselves. The handful of you, thank you, I love you so much. So family people come and say, Debbie do this now, may I request this, I want this, and you know, some of them request it, so them just so brazen with it, you know. Then I do a party. It takes cash to care, so I've got to wait until the time is right. Okay family, and that is why I always say, who would like to donate, we leave with donation information in the description. Okay, so I've got to wait until the time is right to do it. It takes cash to care, to do a lot of these videos. It's costly, and this is Jamaica, so I've got to wait. So I'm going to do for you, and I'm coming back now. When I say I'm going to do the pit barrel version, you know, you just wait family, because it takes time and it takes money. Now this is our finished, this is the oven version. So this is it, you're looking at it, but I want you to get a look at it on the other side too. I want to put it in the plate, and I want to cut it to let you see it's properly done. This is a leg and thigh, and we want to get where the leg meet the thigh and cut it there, or anywhere we can get it cut. Let's cut it off for you and for you to see that it is properly done and that it is juicy and all of that. You see, it's properly done, it's juicy, it is to perfection. It not dry, it not barky, and it not come out in a bag of water. Okay, now your excess sauce, remember I told you I parted it in two. The one that I used to do the basting is different from the one that I left back. I just don't dip the brush and chicken back in everything. So this now, for some people, depending on what you're serving it with, rice and peas or whatever, they like a lot of gravy. So you would put some additional, you know, if you even want to put some additional passion juice, some orange juice as the excess liquid, water, it doesn't matter. You want to tip a little Appleton, a little brandy, whatever you want to put in it, flavor it up and make your gravy, because remember the gravy can't stay so you got to thin it out and let this one boil. Remember this one was cooked in the oven on the chicken, so you got to let this come to a boil and simmer for about 5 minutes, because these bottled barbecue sauces, most of them require refrigeration after opening, so you must make sure you make them cook. Okay, so if you have liked this video, all I ask of you is for a thumbs up. Remember to make sure you're subscribed to the Jamaican cooking journey. Your oven has just finished. So, and did I say, camera girl, this was like a 1 hour and about 25 minutes for us. We set our oven for 1 hour and 30 minutes, but it came out 5 minutes ahead of time. Remember to monitor your oven. Happy barbecuing, happy jerking, happy everything, happy cooking. Remember our PayPal donation button will be in the description, the link to our cash app and all of that. Our email is there if you want to get on to us. Okay, thank you so much for your love. Thank you for those few people that keeps donating to keep the Jamaican cooking journey ticking over. Thank you so much. Thank you. Debbie from Dongayard. Bless. No stress.